Dog had to pee. Had to let the dog out. You read the title. You know what time it is. We're gonna review Uncut Gems, movie that was released with some Oscar buzz. Adam Sandler he didn't feel betrayed by the Academy, but a lot of people thought that he got looked over for this role. I hadn't seen it. I had seen the preview, and the preview had me hooked, though. I'm big into gambling movies. It looked like a character piece from the 70s, which I'm really into. Movies like that are having a little bit of a resurgence. They tend to be cult classics. Movies like, recently I would say, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a good example. Mississippi Grind is another good example. They're movies generally where there's not a whole lot of action. That was kind of, a lot of people hated on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because there weren't people being tortured every 15 minutes. There weren't enough disembowelments for some people's taste. But by the end of the movie, you get to know and love these characters. Tarantino himself said that one of his favorite movies is Rio Bravo. It's always on his top 10 list. It's an old Howard Hawks cowboy movie where there's very little action, but by the end of the movie, you get to love these three guys. You feel like you're one of the guys in the bunch. There's great character development, and I happen to love that movie as well, and I have a soft spot for movies like that. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of action. However, though this movie doesn't include any crazy action sequences, I mean, the action is minimal. There is a lot of sports betting action. And holy shit, this was an anxiety-inducing movie. You're watching this because there's so much money on the line on some of these bets that it's just, you want to give the guy a break. He's a schmuck. He's a degenerate gambler. The lead character's name is Howard Ratner. He works in the jewelry district in New York, and he's got a gambling problem. He's got a chick on the side. He's a crap husband, not a great dad. It's kind of hard to like the character at times. He's just not a very likable guy. And that says a lot about Adam Sandler playing the guy, because he generally plays people that, you like. Happy-go-lucky characters is what he's known for, comic chops and all that. But parts of this movie are pretty dark, and he's not a likable guy. He's a schmuck. But I find myself rooting for him because I love a good underdog. I love a gambling movie. And everybody loves a good redemption story. Most everybody loves a good redemption story. Like I said, it's got the character piece feel of like movies from decades ago. Another good example of one of those is, I would recommend The Pope of Greenwich Village. It's just a really interesting movie. I'm gonna watch it again. I really did enjoy it, and I think that the performance alone warrants a second viewing. The soundtrack was really an interesting choice. It was super heavy synth, like similar. It reminded me to when I went to see Drive years ago with Ryan Gosling. That really heavy synth soundtrack, which I thought was cool. It was an interesting direction for them to go in. A lot of it is just the performance, though. The performance is really good. Some of the story I didn't really dig totally. I'd have to watch it again because, like I said, it was so anxiety-inducing that it was almost hard to watch certain scenes. It's so painful, and so you're kind of blinded because of that. But having said that, through all the anxiety and through all this craziness, by the end of the movie, they really do make you feel like you're part of the story. You really want this guy to pull it off. And I think it's a testament to storytelling if you make somebody who's not very likable, you make people still want to root for him. I don't think it's as easy to do as we think, because the the dude is just kind of a piece of shit. Having said that, I would give it, even though I'm not wearing my sling as much, I've been doing reviews with slings. I would give it, out of 5 slings, I would have to give it 4. Because it's one of those movies that I want to see again. And it's that excitement around the gambling is something that I just want to check out again. It's weird. I'm biased because I love a good gambling movie. Mississippi Grind is a movie that came out a couple years ago. It's one of the greatest gambling movies I've ever seen. It's got Ryan Reynolds and Ben Mendelsohn in it. Ben Mendelsohn's a great actor. This was before he started, appearing in Star Wars movies and stuff. And more recently, he was on the HBO series, and he was great in that too. But I just love a good gambling movie. I can't help it. So I'm rating this slightly higher than maybe some other people will. And I love a good underdog story. I'd probably have to give this 4 slings, like I said. It's a solid 4 sling movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. They had me at the preview, and I would say the movie really didn't disappoint. There are ways that I wanted the movie to zig when it zagged, which is natural, like part of a good movie is kind of being taken by surprise and led in one direction and you end up somewhere else. But I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it, if only for the performance that Adam Sandler gives. It's really well done. You got Kevin Garnett in there, and it takes place during the playoffs. I can't remember when. Might have been like 2012 or something, but just a really interesting storyline. I really dug it. So check it out. It's one of those movies where you feel like you're really in the movie. Like you feel like you could be a character within it. It makes you feel kind of like this. Bro, are you sure you want to place that parlay 3-way bet? Damn. Why do you gotta do it? Why do you gotta do it? You keep losing. Why do you keep going for it? So, take it or leave it. Check it out if you want. I really enjoyed it. It's worth sitting down and watching. 4 slings. Thank you guys. Have a good day. I'll have updates about my shoulder too. I'm going to be coming out with those. I've been going to PT, but for now, this is a damn movie review. So stick to the movies.